I don't know where where it made me better that I got a laceration on my chin, and then the solution was to put me into my neck in the ice machine. Because
Yep. Coach Brohard,
Me too.
when
Happened
I
to me too,
dislocated,
man. Shit.
dislocated my shoulder, and he goes, "You know what that means?" I'm like,
Yes. That
I'm
was
like, how
not
does this
fun.
have to do with my chin?
That-
Having me up to my neck.
"It was a toughness thing."
You learn not to bitch about lacerations
Yeah,
or
nothing like a That's why I see everybody right now talking about cold plunges. That's what
Yeah.
I got for your cold plunges, people. Try freaking
We invented that shit.
150 gallons of stainless steel filled with ice.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
so
Puerto Pierce, Pison Burns, the goats. Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Marianne, nice to see you. Yes, very good to see you. All right, yeah. So that's funny. I remember it was actually with Paul Lewis he got under me on a tackling drill, right, and knocked me back and got under my chin strap, and I got a
I remember
laceration.
that.
I remember
I
the
remember that
first
now.
thing that they said. I'm like, yeah. I should have played because someone else told me. He goes, yeah, you should just wipe it off and just play. And then I ended up getting taken off the field, put into the ice machine. And I remember never wanting to complain again about another injury. I went on fields with sprained ankle. I remember and I'm like, no, no, fuck it. I'm good.
Well,
I'm
Coach
good.
Brohard used to look at those films, those coaching films
Yeah.
from the tower,
Yeah.
and he loved the practice films.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
I don't know if you were on or if you were still trying to get on when I was somewhat trying to introduce you, but I remember
Yes, it did.
and it was my sophomore year going up against you and John Cotton. They put me at defensive tackle for the scout team. And yeah,
So tough.
so that was enjoyable.
Yeah.
But the one thing I can say for Tom, and I'm sure he was taking it easy on me because, he was looking at me and saying, "What the hell are you doing? Why did they do this to you? Who did you piss off?" But Tom didn't cheap shot me. Cotton would cheap shot me
Oh my God.
every time. You got a punch to the stomach or the ribs,
Yeah.
That dude's a beast.
or the hook with the leg.
Yeah.
Even in practice, I mean, he was cheap shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Lauren Whittle.
But yeah, well,
Really?
I dislocated my shoulder because someone in their genius thought it would be a good idea to put me at my slow ass at defensive back covering.
Yeah, exactly.
Lamont
I went on to
Lewis.
play soccer.
I don't know if you remember Lamont, but Lamont was like he could run like the wind, and they put me on him, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, this is going to work out well. I think Coach was just trying to see.
That was the only time I remember they had a play. I remember the first time, and it was the only time Brohard ever had me called out on, like, it was my proudest moment of my entire high school football career because we went in a game and we were in the sophomore team, like I wasn't even on varsity, and we played against Bishop Amon, I think it was, and they had a speedster, and it was a fake to the left, and the quarterback was sacrificing himself to get the ball into this kid's hands. He would go out around the outside, and I remember being drilled on it, and I was playing on the opposite side of the field, cornerback, and I saw it all developing. And so I just turned and beelined it towards the goal. And I remember I wiped that kid out. Did we lose him? Oh, Tom, your camera's off. We lost. But I remember hitting him. I hit him so hard before the goal line, I think at the 10-yard line. And we went into the bench. I hit him all the way up into the bleachers. And it was the first time the next day when they came out and served donuts and we were at they were discussing. He called out my name for this play. He goes, "You guys gotta play like that." Oh yeah. He was always looking. Yeah. Tom, you still there? And then after that, junior year, I went on to play soccer. Did we lose him? No, he's still on. We lost his camera. Yeah, look at that. There we
Did
go.
you say wide?
Wide, yeah, wide.
I don't
Oh,
see
you
you
look
guys,
great,
though. That's
man.
weird.
You look great. You look great. What's on mute now? What's this, Kurt? Oh yeah, we're not on mute. Don't worry about that. It's
Yeah,
on.
I hear you.
We're not.
I just can't
Our
see
li-
you guys.
Our live is on mute. You can't see us.
No.
Hmm.
Well, now I can.
Okay,
Well, that's
good,
weird.
good, good.
It's
Yeah,
a
because
phone thing. Yeah.
there's three groups in this. There's one's using my computer to record, and then we're on our phones, and so it's a complicated mess as I learn how to do this better here. And I'm in IT. I've been in IT since the early 80s, so I'm like, okay, I better get it. You guys have it muted. We can't hear you. We're muted here? No, we're not muted. We're not
Just
muted
your
on
Todd's phone is muted.
Todd's
James,
phone
yours is
is
not. Yeah.
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 Okay.
So if I turn that on, that's not supposed to be on. Right? But our live, can someone tell me if our live you're hearing us? Oh, they see us talking, but it says we're not, we're muted.
That's through that.
That's through the live. They're saying we can't hear you.
That's
Okay.
yours, 'cause-
That would be mine. Okay, so I'm gonna disconnect this and then go back to live here. Facebook Live. Let's do this again. Sorry, Tom.
No, no worries.
Deal with us. Go live. Starting live broadcast. Look at that.
That's weird.
It's taking forever. Oh, the struggles. The struggles. You look great, man.
Thanks, man.
Oh, it's saying my internet's bad here.
I don't think, hey, Todd, I don't think you got the memo though, dude. You know what the memo,
Facial hair?
you need a little facial hair and some glasses. You know, it's,
I've got contacts in because I do a lot of grinding and welding and stuff. So it's the only way that will remember to put something on. If not, I just destroy my glasses because
yeah, I buy these cheapies. So if I destroy it, I got two more sitting waiting.
I've got contacts for regular everyday, and then I've got reading glasses that I use every now and then. But I'm in front of a computer all day long now.
Yeah.
So it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's not liking the Facebook Live right now because of the live video. Go live. Let's see what happens here. So
Locking up.
yeah, it keeps on locking up on me.
That's okay. We got the
So let's just reminisce. What are some of your favorite memories from high school? I mean, what was it like being specifically speaking about the the Gen X thing, right? Because I see all this stuff, and when you think about the Gen X, and I think there's a little bit of a disconnect that like the attempt to be funny about us has lost something there. What do you feel about that?
No, I think they're jealous. We had to figure it out. There was no computer, there was no phone, there was no nothing. We just had each other. We had to come home when the lights went out, and then you could not wait to get outside to go play again during the day.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, we survived some of the stuff we got into because, my God, we did a lot of stuff. I mean, I was 10 years old fighting chickens, going to a feed store at 4 a.m, picking up feed with my neighbor at 9, 10, 11 years old. Who does that? By myself, no parents involved. I'm sewing up the wounds on the chicken. I'm feeding them. I'm teaching them how to fight and all this stuff. You don't do that anymore these days, right? So we just got in it. We got stupid and
not even in that area do they do that anymore.
I know.
I don't even know how many people have chickens out there anymore. Remember?
I think
the auctions were still out there. We used to go to the live auction and
yeah. So we just figured it out, man. I mean, this day and age, they don't know how to do that. It seems like.
Yeah, and what do you think? Why do you think that is? Why is it that it's so difficult for them?
I think they didn't have it when they were starting out.
Yeah,
they weren't shown it. That nobody. I mean, that generation is just long past. Even the term. You remember the show MacGyver?
Yeah.
Right. You find a toothpick and a piece of tape, and you can make something work.
Yeah.
We had to. Nowadays, you got the phone, you got AI, you got everybody. It's like that does it for you. There's no creativity on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're forced to do it. Yeah. I'm proud of the fact that, I mean, I have 3 kids. My oldest is a millennial. My youngest is a Gen Z, I believe is what I figured out. They're all 3 married. I've got 5 grandkids. My oldest, I think it was true when he was younger that it was more difficult for him because I didn't spend a lot of time pushing all of that, being self-reliant and whatnot. But he's become an electrician. He's dived into stuff that, I was learning when I was like high school. I was fixing, engines and working on electrical. I mean, I was just doing that stuff. And later on, he's discovered it. I think there's a move back towards those traditional figure out, do
Well,
it yourself kind of stuff.
let me interject something real quick. You
Yeah.
guys know who Mike Rowe is, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, this guy, he has 500,000 job opportunities for different industries, electricians, plumbers, and so on. They will pay you, relocate you, get you all kinds of anything you need in that industry immediately.
That guy's
So,
Yeah.
oh my God. And what they're
Definitely
doing, everything is
Mike Rowe.
free. And they
Yeah.
give you grants just to do it because there's such a big demand for it.
Yeah. 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 We're on.
Okay.
Hopefully they can hear us.
Let's see if
Swipe left and we get to see all the comments. Of course, there is no comments yet. So
right, because it's just reading.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're back. Yeah, Mike Rowe, man, he's badass. I love that guy. And yeah, there's a lot of opportunities out there. I told my kids, I go, get out there, learn a skill. And he did. He did really well with it,
So Tom,
See, that's the
I was just going to ask, was gum wraps the first business of yours that you?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I've been in network marketing stuff for a long time, and a lot of that was, corrupt and it goes sideways, and you put a lot of money in it, but you learn a lot of things. And in network marketing, especially like with Amways and other things like that, you get some really good mentors, people that really kind of show you the ropes on what to do in the real business to start your business or to, so on. And man, if you can get a hold of like Jim Rohn information, even Mike Rowe, but there's some really good motivational speakers out there that are phenomenal that can get you in a better headspace to make it more comfortable and more confident to start something. So gum wraps originally started because I'm a gum chewer. I was in a restaurant and I didn't know where to put my gum.
Yeah.
And so either use their cloth napkin or, put it somewhere. So I wrapped up their sugar packet, and then I'm like, well, why don't I make something that's designed to put gum somewhere so you don't stick it under a table, waste their product or whatever. And that's how it started.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, good. We're back.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I know that was one of the first things I saw, and I try to, any of my friends that have anything, I try and repost everything. I think that's the best thing we can do is just try and
Support
help
each other.
out.
Yeah.
For sure.
So gun wrap. So explain that again. You have a business that does what? Let me explain this to me. It actually literally has to do with
gum wraps. Yep.
how to get rid of chewed gum.
So here's the thing. Picture a matchbook, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you smoke a cigarette, you pull out a match, strike it, and you light your match or your cigarette.
Yeah.
Instead of the matches being in the book, you have individual sheets of paper. So the cover of the book is for advertising any company. Anybody can put their logo on there, and it's for marketing. You give it out just like a pen or a pencil, right?
Okay.
But when you open it, it's got the individual sheets inside. That tells you, put your gum here and throw it away. Don't just throw it on the ground, stick it under a table or whatever. Do the right thing with your gum. So wrap it up and throw it away. And
Very
so on
Japanese
the back,
of you.
yeah. So on the back side of the sheet, it has a little fact. For the bar industry, I put pickup lines. You can make it to churches do biblical sayings, whatever. So it's just an enhanced factoid that you put on there.
What year did you start gum wraps?
That was 2000, I think. 2001, 2000, something like that.
It's been a little while.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's great for the environment, great for marketing exposure, and plus the cigarette industry has gone down a lot. So the marketing advertisement on those matchbooks has gone down a lot. And so this was an easier way to bring back the marketing. You can give it out to people, and it's great for the environment. So get your word out, plus for the environment.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
very cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very cool. So, now, getting back to it, because we didn't really get a depth. I mean, it didn't go in depth, but advice to yourself. We have get a mentor and ask for help.
Yep.
So dive into that a little bit, because I don't know how the other generations deal with. I know our generation, that was not us, right? I didn't ask for help. I was like, I would have probably died before I
We
asked
talk
for.
shit to each other.
Oh yeah, and if you were
serious.
Yeah, if you were, I mean, I think there's a little bit that goes on, just what I see in the online gaming community, but yeah, I think most of us would have just teased the ever loving shit out of each other for being vulnerable.
Unless we stuck with it.
Yeah,
That's the key, though. We got, and there's nothing wrong with us beating each other up, but we also need to know that there's room for serious conversations.
We had friends, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I look at Todd, and I had friends like him that I knew beyond all the gruff, beyond all the atomic punches and the other, bullshit. I knew enough about him where I was confident that if I was down, that guy has my back. And I think he knew the same thing about me. I knew that about a lot of the guys that were with Rubido, that, at the end of the day, we may talk shit to each other, but that's my brother, right? We're going to stick with each other no matter what. Like, I just felt that was there, but it was like unspoken.
Yeah.
And we still wouldn't ever go in and say, oh, be upset about anything. But I knew, but in the background, it was unspoken that we would have each other's backs.
Yeah, but you got to remember, you're dealing with peer-to-peer people of the same age and mindset. Now, when you're looking to get ahead in life or trying to figure out what you want to do, and that's the biggest thing, is figuring out what the hell you want to do in the first place.
Exactly.
What are you even good at? What strikes your attention to start?
Yeah.
That's the challenge, because we don't know how to teach each other, because we don't know shit anyways.
Yeah.
So the mentor side of it, you find somebody that's a little older, that's in a profession that you like, oh, that kind of looks cool. And you be a sponge and suck up as much of that information as you can. Then you have a better possibility of, doing what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the challenge.
Yeah. And hence find a mentor.
Yeah.
Right. Which would have come through asking for help, not necessarily asking for help from your friends.
Yeah. And that would have helped, I think, probably a lot of us. And some of these guys probably did have it.
I think I wonder if anybody on the chat, anybody else, kind of relate to that.
Have any questions for Tom, for us on the live?
The biggest thing for me is you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't ask the question, you're not going to get an answer. And so you keep winging it. And there's no like real structure.
Why do you think that is? I mean, delve into that psychology. Why do you think, I mean, you personally, I think it goes across the board, but why do you personally think you didn't do that?
That's a great question, because I think I just knew that there was something else and I wanted more.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because of like people around me that had more than me. I didn't have much growing up at all. We struggled big time. My mom was a sewer, and I ended up wearing my older brother's clothes until they didn't fit, and then they went down to my younger brother, kind of thing. And so we grew up on all that with food stamps and nothing. And so, but my mom, she just went out there and worked and was determined, and all that stuff. And so I think that laid the foundation too, that you don't just sit around, you get up and you go do something.
You didn't necessarily know what you needed, what you wanted to do, but you knew you had to do something.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of us we were rudderless and just kind of ended up where we ended up.
But you know what else is so important is peer pressure, man, because you get some people with that crab mentality, and they're going to want to pull you down and not let you be successful, or make fun of you for trying to do something different. And you're now stuck in the same city doing the same shit, being poor, wondering what happened, as opposed to someone fighting that crab and saying, get off my ankle. I'm going to start to pull myself out of this piece of shit. And now I'm going to do something because it's important to me or whatever.
Yeah. I just kind of fell into I got in with Swenson. I don't know if you know who Shad Swenson was. He was a 89, Julie's so Shad Swenson, his dad they're all from Nebraska. He came in on my junior year, and I got into electrical work with him on sites. And I just started down that path because I'm partying with the guy. 1 minute we're drinking, and then he's like, why don't you come into work with, and I go in and I start working for him. And I just kind of fell along with that. And then, that was my background, and you just kind of move along that pathway, right? I never really had a plan to be an electrician or any of that until I was already in it for 3 years.
But at what point also you don't want to sound needy. We all have our ego, even when we were younger. You didn't want to sound like you needed anything, so you wouldn't ask for help when you needed help. You wouldn't ask, I had, who knows what the hell any of us were thinking, or I sure as hell didn't know what I wanted.
Yeah, but and a lot of us were, I don't know about you, Tom, were you working through high school?
No, I did my lawnmower jobs and stuff to get into high school, but in high school, man, I was on a tight leash with my mom. Homework was so important in school, and then you had sports. That's all I did. I didn't party. You probably hardly ever saw me at a party.
I don't remember ever seeing you at a party.
It was my mom's like, you're home by 9 o'clock and you do your studies and you're this and that. And that's the way it was.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
was pretty
my
much.
younger brother did so much more than me.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. I was a mess. I don't know if I enjoyed myself quite a bit in high school. But I also worked. Right. I just remember, going out there and hustling, man. As soon as I get a job, I went and got it. I'm like, oh, I'm old enough to get a job. Okay. I'm doing parking security. I'm at Miller's Outpost. I'm at In-N-Out. I'm working as an electrician. I'm just anything I could get my hands on. I was working because I just wanted that freedom. I wanted to be out of it and have my own money and make my own decisions.
That was the thing too.
Good ones.
Yeah, getting your first car.
Yeah, I swear to God, I still have drank more, even with this one beer I've had today, I still have drunk more before I was 21 than I have to this day afterwards. That I swear to God, I drank so much. It was not good. It was not good. Quitter. Yeah. So you didn't party much in high school.
No, what's also kind of funny is when I was going to, I think it was Harupa, we had to take the bus, and I was at the bus stop in the morning waiting to go get picked up by the bus, and I had a neighbor that was heavily into marijuana. And so when I was 12, I fucking smoked marijuana at the time. Okay. And I got to school and I was so freaked out. I had no idea what the hell was going on. Everybody's talking so fast and the world's spinning. And I'm like, oh my God. And so that ruined it, not ruined it, but that scared the shit out of me from that, and it affected me.
Yeah. No, I never smoked any, well, this is I had a similar experience. Well, not similar but getting scared the crap out of. Now I drank I could just drink, and and I won't mention names. I'm not going to mention anybody in this because, but it was mentioned at my 10-year reunion, and they thought it was funny, and I did not find it funny because it did cure me of ever wanting to smoke weed. And I was on my way to a party, pretty popular girl, Wendy, and it was our senior year, and she lived just up the street from me, Avenue Juan Batista, and and you head down that way, and I'm down by the river bottom. She was basically 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes away by walking, pretty much. And I showed up to the party, and a group of us get in front of the house, and I have Jim Beam and we have all of our stuff to bring to the party. We're already like 4 or 5 beers in. I chug a huge amount of Jim Beam, and then someone asks, "Hey, you want to have a joint?" And I had never had any kind of marijuana up until that point. I was always cigarettes, chewing tobacco, and alcohol, right? And that was it. And I'm like, I don't know what I decided. I said, okay, yeah, I'll take a hit of that. And I took a hit, and I literally got done, took another swig of Jim Beam, and I walked across the street, got to the door. And as I was walking up to the door, for those in the live who can see me, I went like this. And as soon as I started putting my hand up, you remember like where they had the picture of the, like when you move real quick and there's like 50 of those images right behind you? My hand looked like that. I looked like I was in a ABC, after school special, and my hand goes up like this, and I'm watching my hand and multiple hands move up to the door, and I knock like this in and it just slow motion. And I think Wendy answers the door and said, "Hey," and says something. And I don't even remember what I said, but everything was like, "Ruh, ruh, ruh." I just turned around without saying a word, walked away, went to my car. I got into my car and I tried to drive home. I'm like this. I tried to drive home, and all I had to do was go down Peralta, turn right, go down that Avenue 1 and go to Avenue 1 Diaz and get back up. And because what is that, Riverview Drive, I think is in the back that goes along the riverside. And so I was no more than 3-4 minutes from it. Took me literally, I think, about 30 minutes, because every 2 feet I was getting out and I was trying to get air. And I got home and I said, never again am I smoking weed, because the whole night I'm sitting there and I'm freaking out, and it felt like I was going to fall. Have you ever fall asleep where you feel like you're going to just never wake up? I got to, and I kept on jumping out of it. And that happened like for 4 or 5 hours. And I knew my parents were out there. I ignored them, couldn't say anything. And then the next day I woke up and I'm like, I am never smoking weed again. 10 years later, someone was laughing and said, "Hey, remember when I laced that?"
Oh, you
And
found
I'm
out.
like, "What?"
You punch him in the face?
Oh, I didn't. I was not there, but I'm like, I didn't do that. But I mean, the person that, if they ever hear it, they know, and everybody kind of knows them. But that cured me from weed. I just like never again. I think I had some contact highs when I was at some parties, but I never ever again would try it, because I'm like, well, that was like freaky. I just have a
So
different, and I was
did
like,
you
no,
inhale?
never again.
Did you
And there was,
inhale?
yeah. Oh,
I
I
did
didn't
not
inhale. I was
inhale.
just around it, right? But yeah, I
But
knew.
the blue dress, he was not
Yeah,
wearing
the blue
that.
dress was not wearing. Yeah, it was. Anyways, that cured me of. So that's just a little side story there.
Tom, did you have some stuff you wanted to share, or to kind of go into a kind of a free for all before we shut everything down?
No, it's just interesting to hear, because we're all trapped up in our own world thinking about, when you're in high school and, you're all in your self-absorbed world. It's curious to hear how people perceive
Yeah,
you. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like you guys were saying that I was, when you looked at me like playing football, that I was big and stuff like that. Internally, I wasn't thinking any of that. I was just thinking I'm playing hard and I'm trying to do the best. And
yeah,
I was just a dude, It's
yeah. No,
interesting to hear
and
people's
I'm thinking
perspective.
like, I'm not going to approach that guy. That guy's like he's got it going on, right?
And Tom and I, Tom was one of the first people that befriended me.
Yeah,
Third or fourth grade. I think it was fourth grade. And I seriously, to this day, have never had a single person say one negative thing, even an interaction with you, Tom. And
wow.
Big heart.
yeah. And my thing wasn't that you're any negativity towards it, but I think I'm a sophomore, right? I think you're 2 years. You graduated 87. Oh, you're 87, so you were a year ahead of me. And I don't know, when that group, right? It was like what was it, Scott Corrales? And remember that? Like, I'm a freshman watching these upperclassmen, and you're just like in awe of them. It wasn't like I it wasn't like from a worship standpoint. It was just like, oh, they got all their, I mean, they got their group of friends, they got their shit together. And I'm sitting here going through the same bullshit you're going through, because I'm sitting there not confident and not feeling like I'm anything. And I'm sure that carries over to everybody. Everybody lacked that clear confidence in themselves, right? And so
growing up,
right, yeah. Because I mean, I doubted myself all the time, but I'm looking at everybody else. I'm like, how the fuck are they all just got it all so together? And
Yeah, that's the interesting part, because we all are thinking that, but we all think that everybody else has got it going on and we don't.
yeah,
But we're all in the same shithole.
I still don't have it together.
no, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's what's. I mean, that also speaks to Facebook, right?
Yeah.
The social media, because you're looking at it and you're going, oh, look at they're doing this and they're doing that and this is going on and all this stuff, and you're looking how great their lives are, but in the background, a lot of us are just. I mean, that's just one aspect of us, right?
Yeah.
And it's not the whole story.
And Tom, this has been awesome because I've been looking forward to this because you and I have been friends so long. But what you've shared has helped me just, I mean, we've been on for a couple hours now.
Mhm.
I've gotten a lot mentally that helps me. And that was the first thing I told James when we started talking about this, is that's what I wanted to do. Help everybody else know that the shit that's going on inside of our head is we're probably not the only one with this shit going on inside of our heads.
I
Oh,
think a lot
true.
of Gen X can say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I would tell somebody is take a step back and slow down just a little bit.
Little bit of
empathy, a little bit of understanding. Yeah, man. Because we get so wrapped up in that competing and trying to be better and look at me and all that stuff. When you take one little step back and regroup, and you might not have it as bad as you think, or if it's cluttered is starting to clear up a little bit, now you can think of a better solution, or it's just we're so wrapped up in go 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 go, we don't take time to go relax, dude. You're gonna be all right. Just take a step back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some wisdom. So on a little bit of some lighter notes, I mean, what are some of the, I mean, we've kind of shared some funny stories. What are some of the lighter moments in high school, that you remember of being in high school in the 80s?
Boy. I think just more the sporting aspect of it, with all the games and the people cheering for you. And then especially when you do get those wins, because we didn't win too much. We had such great athletes, but for whatever reason, we couldn't put that shit together and win a championship or anything. But all that, I mean, I remember riding on a bus home, and we had one of our, I really wish I could remember his name. He's such a really good receiver, but his entire body started cramping up. From his stomachs to his legs to everything after the game on the ride home. And everybody's trying to give him water and pitch in and trying to make this dude feel better. And, it was just so painful to watch him go through that. But it was such a cool team aspect that we're all trying to, get involved and help this guy. So I mean, stuff like that, it's just, you hold on to. It's really pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. So any what are your favorite, just making sure we hit on the Gen X thing. Favorite movies, songs, things that really bring you back to that time period.
Yeah, is it music, or is it when you see something on TV, like if you're channel surfing for something to watch, or is it something, or is it all? I mean, does something shake your memory on one thing or the other?
Yeah, I think the music, but we had the best music ever. I think 80s music and a little bit of the 90s.
Yeah.
It's just really, really good stuff. And it was a trip because there was two different flavors. You had the karaoke kind of music, which was not my kind of style, and then you had the R&B and the hip hop, and that was a little more my flavor.
Yeah.
And so it was, the music was really good. But I was more of an adventurous, kind of a sci-fi Matrix kind of movie guy.
Yeah.
Just all those things. So that was the genre I was in.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it's pretty diverse. When I think of the dances. I mean, I don't know how many dances you went to. White Lines.
Oh yeah.
White
My God.
Line.
Yeah.
And then Can't Drive 55 in the Van Halen, Van Hagar era.
But one of my favorite shows was either Bionic Man or MacGyver.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, Bionic Man was great.
Bionic
Right?
Man.
Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And BJ and the
MacGyver,
Bears and
BJ the Bear.
You
I
know,
mean,
my
we can go
uncle
back.
worked on that.
No
My
shit.
uncle, yeah, if you watch the old BJ and the Bear, you get my dad's brother, his name is on him, and we used to never miss that because my uncle Victor B. Lackey, that's where I got my middle name from. He did that. He did a lot of other stuff. Won Emmy for his work on Miami Vice, and I mean, it's kind of cool how a lot of things tie together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
what movie kind of defines it for you? It defines your,
Well,
like, what did you connect with the most in 80s as far as a movie goes?
that's what I was saying, more of MacGyver, because that really helped me kind of put things together and get creative out of nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty cool to do.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. And now I like, what trend do you think that you kind of tied into? I don't know. I remember tying up my pants. I remember putting a cut in my pants at the bottom and rolling them. Is there anything that you did that was kind of part of the trend of the 80s? I even had some fluorescents.
Yeah. Do you remember the fanny packs and the stretch pants?
Yeah.
Oh, good God, dude. That was all over that shit.
Did you do the fanny pack?
Oh, yeah.
There may be some pictures of you with that too.
If you got any pictures, you got to send them to us.
That's something else we're trying to do. We're trying to get.
Yeah, we got to get some
I wanna
pictures.
share.
Yeah, definitely get some pictures of us from the 80s just so we go, yeah, okay.
If you all still got your Letterman's jacket, you got to put that on and see if
Oh,
it fits
yeah,
number
yeah.
one,
My
right?
my son has my Letterman's jacket. He wears it every once in a while. My old gentleman Jim with the pink Converse.
Yeah.
That's funny. So anything that you missed from that era, like anything that you would like to, like, you wish we could bring it back, like let's,
Other than our youth, which
other than, we can't bring that back, but
I think
are there
we all-
things from that time that you wish, like, hey, can I take that and put it in today?
Yeah, I think that the friendship and the camaraderie that, because it was weird. There was a lot of different cliques at the school. We hung out in one spot. You
Yeah.
had a bunch of other people hanging out the other spot, and it wasn't like a rivalry. It was just the way it is, and I
Yeah.
don't know why, but that just those kind of things where the talking shit and the having fun as your little clique, and
Yeah.
the hanging out and
And
lunchtime.
we basically had to. We didn't have cell phones.
Yeah,
I think that's a lost art that,
it was where you could find people.
yeah, you would just come to school and you develop relationships right there. You liked a girl,
Yeah.
you had to go and had to go talk to them.
yep, that was it. And you knew where everybody was, so if you wanted to
Yeah.
go talk to so and so, he's over there. You know where they
All
were.
the
They're always
parties
there.
all the planning happened right at school.
Yeah.
Did you get involved in any pranks at school, or?
No, not really. The only thing that we kind of did was the Mr. Rubido pageants and stuff like that.
I
No,
was
that's
in
not
the Rubido
considered.
pageant with you.
Yeah, I remember. So those are kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, prank wise, yeah, I wasn't pretty in any of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I definitely going to hit that before we wrap up. But I did want to talk about, because did you share the same counselor as me, Heideke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's an experience. Anybody that had Heideke, I don't know, as far as counselors go, what was your experience with Heideke?
I only had him for a little bit because I think he
okay.
had transitioned out, or I transitioned away from him.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I didn't really see him that much. He just kind of struck me as interesting.
Yeah, he was an interesting character.
He was not my counselor. I don't even remember who my counselor was. I never was ever
never
called
saw
it. I never spoke to
Yeah.
him. But what's funny is Heideke kind of adopted me
Yeah.
And James and I would go talk to him every now and then.
Yeah.
He was a really odd individual, but his strange personality made him very easy to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would talk to him all the time. And I remember walking up to him and then you'd ask him what time it was. He'd look up in the air
Yeah.
and give you the exact time. And I'm like, how the hell do you do that? And I guess he had this whole sundial thing. And he was a strange dude, right? He goes, he always had his little sayings.
But he was always positive too.
Yeah.
And me being a negative person still to this day, I probably should have leaned into him a little more.
Yeah, he would have been did you get close to any faculty member that you can remember?
Other than coaches, not really. And that was just me being so introverted because I was just a little insecure kid. Even up to my senior day, I felt so insecure, man. It was.
Well, how did you handle Mr. Rubidoux? Because you were asked to be in it. Was that your senior year or junior year that you got asked to be in?
I think we did it sophomore even, but junior and senior both. We did those pageant kind of things. But it was more of a peer pressure because Paul and Gene were in it, and the three of us always hung out. So we just decided to do that.
Yeah.
Paul and Gene were very good at the public stuff.
Yeah. Very much so. So I mean, if you could go back and change anything back then, as far as your, and then I want to go in and step into one more thing before you leave. If there was anything that you could go back and change, like just confidence wise, like you would want to be part of, that you think you missed out on, what would that be?
Honestly, I thought I missed out on the hanging out with the cool kids. Like even the party stuff that you guys had and done and stuff, I never got to experience any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so all the stories I hear, even my younger brother, the stuff he did and went through, and when I graduated, he was a freshman, so he had sophomore, junior, senior to experience all of that stuff by himself because it was incredible, and I never got to see any of it. So I mean, which might have been good, might have been bad, but.
Well, it wasn't always good. I can tell you that. It wasn't always good. But yeah, I can see that. I wish I would have done less of it, right? Because I was not about school at all.
Oh, I had months where I didn't show up.
Yeah.
Tanya Williams and Tina Wilborn basically are the reason I got my diploma.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and when you say popular kids, when it just blows my mind that you didn't think you were one of the popular kids. I'm sitting here going, what? Tom Cochran? Right? And it's like, of course he was one of the popular kids. There's no way.
I seriously didn't. Yeah, I remember like Terry Klein and his group of people and all the girls there that hang out and they're all having fun and playing. And I'm like, God, I wish that they would invite me in, or I wish, it's a trip because we just hung out in that one area by the ramp going down toward the lunch area, and that's all we did.
And that was like the most intimidating spot to go walk by.
But we were right across from them.
Yeah. We didn't. And it wasn't until I think it was my junior year. My sophomore year I was very intimidated. My junior year I started coming into my own. And I looked at myself as someone that walked between all of these different, when you say cliques, right? I remember Deshaun, and he had the very much, and I don't want to speak for Deshaun, but he'll
get in here in a couple.
But he had his, he was like skinhead, like at time, right? Like where he was like into the punk scene,
right?
Right? Yeah, very much into the punk scene.
Explain what skinhead.
Well, not racist skinhead, which is like,
everybody thinks now.
Yeah, but everybody thinks that's, but he was very much into that, like punk, that scene right there. And then you had the kids that were very goth, right? And then you had very preppy grouping. And that's kind of the sports and preppy group, and which is kind of where I threw you in. And then you had like the dirt heads and the metal heads. And we didn't.
Smoking section.
Well, the smoking section didn't
No.
disappear like sophomore year or junior.
I think it was there the whole time, wasn't it, Tom?
I think so. I think it was right, and part of that was right by the back gym area too, wasn't it?
I mean,
Right by the gym, right by the
Yeah.
workout room.
and I mean, it's no joke. We seriously had, like, I've been to my kids' high schools and stuff like that, and it's very homogenous.
Well, you know what though?
There wasn't really like a distinct groupings. And at Rubidoux,
Tom saying that just made something. Why did they put the smoking section next to the freaking weight room?
exactly.
I know. It made no sense.
I'll tell you what, I remember, Tom, to just throw in a quick flashback because that's the way my memory works. We were just talking about the freaking weight room. Matt Garner and I literally remember those summer practices, those 2-a-day summer practices that
Oh my
Coach
God,
put us
yeah.
through. It's like 130 inside
Uh-huh.
that freaking thing, and those step up boxes. I remember I literally, you would get sick, go outside, puke in the trash can. And it was like me and Matt Garner. And I'm like, okay, Matt's out here. I don't feel too bad. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
humidity had to have been 150% in that freaking small ass place.
Yeah.
That many
Yeah.
people working. Oh, it was brutal.
Yeah.
He did it by choice. He put the heater on too.
Yeah.
I know, freaking
Yeah. He pumped the heat in.
trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff we survived, man. Yeah, it's smoking section. So on the final note, and I am, and it may not come out playing this way, but I do want to address, like, we've had people pass away. We've had people that are no longer with us. Faculty, we have people all across the board that have gone, and would just like you to reflect on some of that with us.
Yeah, one
The
of the
memories you had and the things that about them.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it seems like we're getting to that age where we're going to lose people, and we've lost people. We lost people while we were still in school, but just kind of what we're looking for is we're looking to get some positive memories. So maybe their families can maybe, give them a little bit of insight of how they, some of the positive stuff that you remember from some of them that we've lost.
Yeah, one that immediately comes to mind was a big mentor to me because he got there to help coach as soon as Brohard left, and that was Coach Cochran. And I mean, he just passed, I think it was maybe 8 years ago, 7, something like that. But I mean, what he was able to talk with me on and things was really incredible and kind of helped mold me as well as, the other coaches. But I honestly, I don't know too many that had passed that I became aware of, which I'm really sad to say because I know there are.
Well, that's one of the things. Kelly Estabrook passed away last year, I believe. It's been about a year. That one kind of hit me hard. And I think the reason being Kelly and I had become friendly chatting through Messenger because Kelly liked doing woodworking stuff. I have my own mill. I have a woodworking shop in my garage. And so her and I were going back and forth, and she kind of went very quickly. And Kelly obviously was with her and Matt were together for decades. They had gotten divorced prior to her passing. And when you start thinking, it's like, how is that real? I mean, how is it real that this person that, I don't think I ever saw Kelly without a smile on her face.
Mm.
And hopefully we get somebody on like Missy that was extremely close to her.
Yeah.
That can give us better, Missy and her and Julie and Laura that, all stayed friends together.
Yeah.
Years, and they'd get together still. And that one hit me really hard. And Jennifer Faust passing away a few years ago hit me really hard because Jennifer and I were close when we were back in junior tackle. We used to give her and her brothers a ride to and from practice, and then her and I became friends. And I mean, it's just it's crazy when you think back of some of the people that we've lost. And I don't know if you had things that you wanted to share. We're just we want to ask everybody that way, you know, we don't want to miss.
Well, and and we're gonna also ask our chat, and for people that are out there in our Facebook group, add in those that we've lost.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's a single place where we track that,
Yeah.
you know, and it would be nice to remember these people because a lot of them had impacts on us, maybe not all of us evenly, but they all had impacts on someone.
Yeah.
Right. They were, and I want to have them remembered. I want to have them remembered, and I want to, you know, the little stories, because there's stories. I mean, I still remember David Best and Tom McGrath. I mean, you may not have known Tom. I knew him from parochial school. He died, I think, my freshman year, right? And I had just gotten out of freshman or sophomore year, and then our sophomore year, I think David Best passed away. And you know, those I spent time in PE. They weren't like huge, impactful times, but there's like stories around them that they did just by their passing impact us.
Yeah.
Carrie Pena. There's a lot of names that are out there that, and even more recently, people that are passing away that are our age and just in the last few years, and just knowing and having those stories. And you may not know them individually, but I want to make sure that we're always given that opportunity for us to give some love on those guys.
Yeah.
Because I would hope that we're thought of the same way. Like,
and Tom, the reason we're going to ask everybody that, because whatever you can share, and hopefully this is not the last time. We definitely, I want to follow up. I want, you know, the whole, like we were talking about earlier, the whole mental aspect of this is to help each other out.
Yeah.
And if we can help
Yeah.
two generations hear some cool stories about, or what you remember, or what
and not just the memes of Gen X. Yeah, it's fucking funny that we drank out of water hoses, and it's funny that we're the F around find out generation, and that we're latchkey, and we have all these things that are funny. And I watch those videos all the time. Right. At first it was like, yeah. And you're relating to it, but then you're like, yeah, but we're more than that.
Yeah.
We're way more than all that stuff. And there's reasons why there's a huge psychological impact of those things that happen to us. And no one's really delved deep beyond just the laughing. Right. And that's what I really want to achieve is like, yeah, it's funny. We drank out of hoses, but why the fuck were we drinking out of hoses? Why were we doing that? What was there was no water bottles, right? And how did this stuff develop? I want to get the stories behind that stuff, and yes, have fun with it, but also like add some gravitas to it and some depth, because there is some serious impact of us having to figure out it on our own.
Tom,
yeah, for sure. I think that's what made our generation.
Yep.
I really appreciate you being with us, especially, you know, you're the first one, so you get to see even more mistakes, hopefully, than everybody else in the future. And what you've shared it's literally life altering. So I personally appreciate it. I'm sure other people do as well.
Yeah. And
I truly hope that other people get even half of what I get out of it.
Yeah.
So these conversations are, I mean, they're kind of for me, they're kind of for James, they're kind of for whoever's on, but they're really for everybody. And
I'm hoping it has the impact, but I know for me personally, hearing your story, reconnecting with you, it aligns with some of the things that, you know, I went through. Some places it diverges, and it is fascinating no matter what, especially that variance in perspective, like how I perceive you versus how you perceived yourself, which was huge for me. And then your struggle. There's a lot of things that I think are of value. And if at the end of the day, the best thing that happens is that I grow from this and Todd grows from this, that's really all we're looking for. I hope the people that are watching and supporting us get the same kind of impact. I hope that they want to come on and they want to have it. And we fully hope that you guys will follow up on this, say, hey, these are things that we missed, and that we have you come back, Tom, and maybe we have this follow up and cover other areas and dive deeper into the things. So I really appreciate it.
East.
Yeah, come and visit us. We'll grab a beer, even if you don't.
I definitely want to do that.
We'll drink in your general vicinity. We won't be, I won't be having any marijuana for obvious reasons.
I'll bring you some.
I still have nightmares about that. But yeah, would love to have you come out and join us. And even if you come on with other people, because I'm sure like maybe you and Deshaun and Kurt, and we get this whole group together that had a shared experience and talk about that. We're open to all of it. So give us ideas. For the audience watching us, thank you for joining us. Is there any final things that you want to say before we head off?
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, I just think that it's okay to be real and raw.
Yeah.
It's okay to be open and talk. And there's no shame in it. I mean, I think this whole "you're a man, you're not supposed to do certain things" is beginning to get to be pretty shitty, because the suicide rate for men is really high, and we just don't think that there's options, or we're so in the darkness that it's hard to find a little spark and follow it. And so this, when you guys talked about this in the beginning, I immediately responded to you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that,
because it is so real and it is so true, and we matter.
Yeah.
You know, you're more than just you, because you affect so many other people too. One example, when I was an officer and I had to go to a suicide call, and there was a guy hanging in the garage. He was discovered by his wife and child. And when I opened the garage to see this, I saw this dude, poor guy, elongated neck, the whole 9 yards, and it broke me because I was picturing what he just did to his family, and he now affected me because for whatever reason he decided to do what he did. He thought that was the only choice. And my God, if I would have even known one little bit of him, I would have at least tried to say something, get involved, to help, to whatever. So, man, that's the thing.
And it's, I don't know if anybody's ever, because it makes me think of my time in doing psychology, my work in psychology and marriage and family therapy. There's a movie, and I believe it's called The Bridge. And it's basically the story of some guy putting a camera on the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge for a year. And on there's a story, and what you're just saying is exactly right. There was a guy that one of the stories is a kid that goes on there. He decides he's going to go onto the bridge, and he's contemplating killing himself. He goes onto the bridge, right? And he's getting prepared to jump over, and there's crowds walking by, and someone taps him on the shoulder before he's going over and asks for him to take a picture of them and their family, right? So he does. He takes a photo, and he then proceeds to jump off the bridge. And I look at what we're going through, a lot of us going through that. I don't want to be the person ever asking for the photo or just walking by.
Hey,
and
you
I
don't look like you got anything going
on.
And
step down for a second.
But we do that every day in our lives on Facebook and everywhere else. We're walking by and watching because they're giving the story. We have to believe at face value what's going on. Everything's great with Kurt Pison and Deshaun Burns and Tom Cochran and Todd Wilson and all these people that are going through it, right? Everything's great because we're not asking. But we have to get to the point where we're not waiting for them to ask.
Yep.
We're asking them, right? And we're here, we're open. And I want people in the audience to know that's what we're about. We're not about not waiting around.
Either. That's where we don't want you to have to wait for somebody to ask. Reach out.
Yeah. And it takes a little bit of bravery, like you did, Tom, to say, yeah, we're going to go out and we're going to do this. And I want people to know that this is a safe space for us, for all of us. And it's okay. It's okay to not have it all down, to have those moments where you've just want to give in and give up. And it's almost like, how am I going to bear all of this? Right.
Yep.
And it brings us back. And I know not everybody is of faith, but what's always brought me through it was I get to that point where I just want to you've gotten to those points where you just don't see a way forward. And for me, it's my faith that like they'll never give more than I can handle. And it gives me that confidence that yes, you know what, even though you want to poo-poo and potty mouth it and be in that and be sorry for yourself and be taken care of, he's equipped me with everything I need. And one of those things that I always ignore and have ignored all my life is the people, the support system that's potentially out there of reaching out to others. And I want you to know, reach out to us. We're here.
For sure, and vice versa. You know what's really important too, I think, is the power of a hug. I mean, even as us men in general, you know, you can give that little handshake or, you know, how's it going kind of thing. But if you actually give your bro or somebody that you care about or anything like that, even a 2-second hug that is actual physical to each other, it just, it makes things feel just a little more better.
Yeah.
You know, saying the word I love you to your brother.
Many men will admit that they need hugs.
Right.
Right.
But why not?
I there's nothing that feels better than to get hugged by my kid or by someone that I know just cares for me. Like just even if it's a bear hug or it's a soft, gentle hug, or whatever it is. I know I'm not afraid to say it. Fuck it. Oh my God. There's nothing that feels any better, right? And I could use those all day long. Right?
For sure. It doesn't have to be crazy and elaborate. It's just that actual little physical contact.
Yeah.
I see you. I appreciate you. How's it going?
Yeah. Dude, don't look at me that way. I'm not hugging you right now. But no, you're so right. And I really appreciate you being vulnerable in front of us. I mean, you literally
sharing with
almost, brought me to tears myself. And, I'm just really happy that you're there. And I hope, we're closing out and we want you to come back in. Join us again in the future. Make that promise to us, Tom, because we would love to hear more. I already have in my mind wanting to do something specifically on the healthcare industry, just because it's something that I'm involved in heavily, and would love to hear that story even more and more in depth. And for those that are out there watching, please reach out to us. I hope you enjoyed this. We're going to be signing off now.
Why don't we do a little shout out?
Yeah,
we should do a little shout out, meaning the next people who should be signing up for this kind of thing. Let's put some people on the spot.
Exactly.
Missy and the crew.
You got some people in mind besides
Missy and the crew.
Kurt Pison, right?
Yes, sir. Deshaun, all those people. You guys step up. Let's get going. Let's talk.
Yeah. Good call out. Well, that's a good call. Definitely a good call. Those guys should be leading the charge, getting in here. Let's have those conversations. Come in, share your faith, share your views. Yeah. We're a safe place. We're gonna treat you right. And if you see how we worked with Tom here, Tom, absolutely love you. Absolutely love what you shared with us. We'll be posting this pretty soon. Stick with me, Tom. We're just gonna be cutting off the live, and we'll have a follow-up. Thank you guys on live. Those that joined us today, really appreciate you. Please visit us on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook group, Gen X Detention Center.
We'll be sharing it all.
And we're going to be sharing all of this. Really appreciate you joining us.